Mario is truly a jack of all trades, participating in every profession and activity imaginable. One such activity he's taken part in on occasion is ice skating. He can be seen skating in various spin-off games like Sports Mix or Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, and even in some mainline titles like 3D World. I guess this counts? The oldest instance of him ice skating that I'm aware of is in the Mario Galaxy games, the first of which came out in 2007. Today, we're gonna turn the clock back 20 years, and then some, and make Mario ice skate 20 years early. Real quick, this video is sponsored, so let me take a minute to tell you about Factor 75. Factor 75 is a meal delivery service that makes eating healthy as easy as possible. They send you a box of chef pre-made meals that you simply heat up and then enjoy. Everyone has those times where they need a quick option, and Factor lets you have that without sacrificing quality or nutrition. The ingredients are fresh and the recipes are dietitian approved. I know I've had days where I just don't have a lot of time to fit lunch in, so I'll end up not getting a proper meal or being hungry later, but Factor can help you solve those situations and save you some stress. The meal plans are very flexible as well. They have a wide variety of options to choose from, and they add new ones every week. Plus, you can always change around the number of meals if you need more or less on a given week, or just skip a week if you need to. If you're interested in trying Factor, use my link in the description or go to go.factor75.com and use code POGCOSMIC120 for $120 off. The glitch I'm talking about today is not complicated, and in fact it would be pretty easy to discover on your own. But we'll go way beyond surface level today, and when we're done, you'll know the glitch better than I did a few weeks ago. Let's start off with a brief history. This has to be one of the oldest known glitches in Super Mario Bros. In fact, when I searched for Super Mario Bros. Glitches and then sorted by upload date, I found this video at the very bottom. This video, uploaded by Yuki Nanoda 15 years ago, shows a brief clip of what they describe as the skidding glitch. In the description, they explain that it's performed by holding both A and B when starting a level or coming out of a pipe. And yeah, that's pretty much the basic explanation of how to perform it. The trick has been described in a few different ways over the years. It's sometimes referred to as sliding or sliding on one foot. This video by Andrew G calls it that, as does the Mario Wiki. But Cosmic, you said we were ice skating, so where does calling it ice skating come from? Well, actually, I don't know. I pulled up this old warpless speedrunning guide by Saradoc where he says to do this glitch in a few places. Doing so is a way to manipulate enemy patterns because of the consistent number of frames it wastes at the start of a level. I thought I would see it say skate all throughout the guide, but when I pulled it up, I was met with this. Glide, 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 glide! It's called skidding, gliding, sliding on one foot. Where does ice skating come from? Again, I really don't know at this point. I feel like that's what I've always called it, and those around me as well. Even though every tangible reference I can find calls it by some other name, I want to say skating is the widely used name for it these days. At least for my sanity's sake, I'm going to say that. So anyway, we're definitely making Mario ice skate. Let's talk about the details of how it works and why it happens. As mentioned before, you can activate the glitch by holding A and B at the start of a level or when coming out of a pipe. This glitch state only lasts for a few seconds before your animation returns to normal, so there's not a whole lot you can do before it wears off. Usually you just slide around for a bit, have a good chuckle, and then it's over. One fun thing you can do is reach the flagpole while it's still active and slide down with a frozen animation. Well, at this point you know pretty much everything I knew about this glitch before I started working on this video. But now, it's time to go deeper. Let's dive into the code of the game and see what's really going on under the hood. The key component we want to look at is going to be the player animation timer. This variable is used to affect the length of Mario's animations. Various animations like walking, running, climbing vines, and so on are made by looping a few different frames of animation. The number of frames each sprite is used for actually depends on Mario's speed. This is done to give the appearance of accelerating, and so Mario is actually moving his legs faster when you're moving faster. To give you a better idea of how this works, let's look at his walking and running animations. To understand what's going on here, we'll want to watch Mario's animation timer and his speed. I'll also include the relevant code segments on the side. When Mario's speed is anywhere from 0 to 13, The animation timer setting is at 7. This value is used to know what to set the player animation timer to. The 7 is copied over, and from there, it counts down by 1 every frame. When it reaches 1, Mario's sprite is updated to the next frame of animation, and then the animation timer is reset to 7 again. When Mario's speed goes above 13, the animation timer setting is 4. That means the exact same process we just described happens here as well, except this time we're counting down from 4 to 1 instead of 7 to 1. And finally, when Mario's speed is greater than 27, the animation timer setting is 2. At this point, his animation is changing every 2 frames, so it looks like he's running really fast. When underwater, the timer setting is 8 until you reach 14 speed, and then it's set to 4. That way it really looks like you're swimming faster when you're swimming faster. These types of things really make you appreciate the thought processes that retro game developers had to go through. Anyway, now that you know how the animation timer works, let's see why it breaks when we hold A and B at the start of a level. The first key detail to inspect is how the fireball throwing animation is handled. The length of a fireball throw actually mirrors the length of Mario's running animation. If it's 2, 4, or 7, then Mario will take 2, 4, or 7 frames to throw a fireball. We're about to step into an absolute minefield of off by 1 errors though. For some reason, the fireball animation counts from 6 to 0 instead of 7 to 1. When you shoot a fireball, the game grabs the current animation timer setting, subtracts 1 from it, and then uses that for the fireball animation. The timer then counts down each frame, and the animation ends when it hits 0. This difference in resetting at 1 instead of 0 does lead to an odd quirk where fireball animations are 1 frame shorter on the ground than they are in the air. But let's get to the bigger quirk that this leads to, and the one that's the focus of the video. Remember how the function for the fireball animation subtracts 1 from the player animation timer and then uses that? Well, right at the start of the level, or after coming out of a pipe, the animation timer setting is at 0, so you can probably see where this is going. You throw a fireball, the game grabs the current timer setting of 0, subtracts 1 from it, that underflows to 255, and that value is what the animation timer gets set to. So, you have 255 frames before your animation is next going to be updated, resulting in a little over 4 seconds of frozen animations. The very last question we have to answer is why the jump is necessary. Without the jump, the animation timer gets immediately updated to 7. Learning this led to a huge revelation for me. This is something that a few people already knew, but I wasn't aware of until recently. As long as you keep jumping on the first frame you touch the ground, the timer setting is never able to update and remains at 0. That means that you can go anywhere you want to in a level, keeping this 0 value intact, and then shoot a fireball whenever you want to trigger the animation glitch. That gives us a lot more access to different areas of the game while the glitch is active, so we can have some fun. I'll close the video out with a compilation of ways I was able to mess around with my newfound power. Enjoy! And if you found this video entertaining, consider subscribing if you haven't.